huge win yesterday for Arsenal against Manchester City. We're going to speak to Robbie Lyle from Arsenal TV now. Very good morning to you, Robbie. And it is a very good morning if you're an Arsenal fan, isn't it?
It's a beautiful morning. Beautiful morning.
Well, what did you make of the win yesterday, and how much do you feel it could do psychologically?
I thought it was a fantastic win, and psychologically, it's huge. We haven't beaten City for so long, I think since 2015, and they always seem to turn us over. I mean, to be fair to them, they beat us home and away last season and then won the league. So we really needed to get that victory against them. And I thought we were fully deserved of our win yesterday. We sort of played in a different style. We limited their chances. I mean, Erling Haaland, I've never seen him so quiet in a game. It was unbelievable how Saliba and Gabriel kept him quiet. And I think we fully deserved our win. And I think what we sort of sent out the message to Man City and everybody else in the league that, don't sleep on Arsenal this year. We are serious contenders for the league. I'm not saying at this early stage we're going to win it, because we've seen City with their great comebacks and going on great runs. But I just felt that, we've shown Man City, this is twice we've beaten them now. We beat them in the Community Shield. We've beaten them again yesterday. We're showing them that, we're serious this year.
Yeah, and how big will this be for Mikel Arteta himself, having been pipped by Pep Guardiola and Manchester City at the end of last season in the Premier League, to get this victory early on in this one?
Yeah, absolutely huge for Arteta, because he's never beaten Pep in the Premier League before this. So to again, psychologically, to get that victory over Pep, there's always the joke about, he used to put the cones out at Man City. Well, I think, he's returned the cones now. The cones are back at City, right? He's really establishing himself as a really, really top manager. And he's having a really good time at the moment. I mean, Arsenal, I heard what you just said about that Tottenham fan saying they've been under the radar. I think we've been under the radar a bit because we haven't been scintillating so far this season, but we're unbeaten. We haven't lost a game yet this season, and we've beaten Man United, we've beaten Man City, we've beaten some good sides, So I'm really optimistic about this season that we can definitely mount another title challenge.
How key do you think it was that you managed to get that victory without Bukayo Saka? Was it 87 consecutive league games he's started? And I guess one of the criticisms last year where Arsenal fell away is their squad just wasn't good enough, and maybe Arteta didn't trust some of those peripheral players. How different does it feel this time round?
Yeah, listen, that's one of the things. The squad this year is definitely better. I mean, I remember last year when we played them, I think it was at the Etihad, we had no Thomas Partey. Sorry, I think it was at the Emirates. We had no Thomas Partey. You saw a massive difference. I remember we played them at the Etihad. We had to have Rob Holding in because Saliba was out. You saw big differences, big holes in the team. But now the squad is a lot better. Declan Rice has come in. So we can go without Thomas Partey now. And then Declan Rice is in there. Jorginho's come into the squad. I thought he played really well yesterday. And Jesus yesterday, filled in that role where Saka would normally be. And he was brilliant, I thought, on the day. So the squad has improved as well. It really has improved. And what I like about Mikel Arteta, he seems to be learning from errors from last year. So you look at Man City and say, you can't go gun-ho against Man City. You have to change your strategy a bit. And that's what he's done in the both games that we've played them so far this season, both in the Community Shield and yesterday. And squad-wise, he's learned that our squad was too thin last year, and he's improved that as well. So I'm seeing improvements, and I'm seeing somebody who's learning from errors and that. And that's always a good thing, because we all make mistakes, but it's what you do to turn those around and what learnings you take from that.
You listed a few forwards there. Do you think you are short of one out-and-out striker?
I do. I still think if we had like a real sort of, killer striker up front, that would be huge for Arsenal. There's the Ivan Toney who's lurking around. As we link with him a lot, you know what I mean? Maybe Arsenal should maybe try and make a move for him in January. But I still think we could do with a striker. But even without a striker, you know what I mean? The guys who are playing right across that forward line are doing really, really well this season. And defensively, we've been solid as well. So, but yeah, I think a top draw striker would be brilliant.
At the other end, let's talk goalkeepers, because I bet at the beginning of the season, you probably didn't see this coming, did you? David Raya in that #1 spot. What did you make of his performance yesterday? Certainly Gary Neville quite critical at times, and he did say that his confidence just looked a little bit shaky.
Yeah, he looked a little bit nervous to me at the start of the game. You know, I was at the game and watching some of the things he was doing. I was like, hey, you know, you're moving a bit too slow. You know what I mean? To speed it up a bit, you know? And he did have that shaky moment when Alvarez nearly closed him down. But then I did feel, though, that he grew in confidence as the game went on. And in the second half, he was much, much better and helped to control the sort of tempo and tone of how Arsenal played. So I think shaky first half, but he recovered very well in the second half. But, you know, we've got 2 top quality goalkeepers. So any error he makes, anything he does that's not quite on it, he's under pressure because Aaron Ramsdale is sat there. I noticed the cameras will always pan to Ramsdale as soon as he makes a mistake, you know. And Ramsdale hasn't done anything wrong, has he? He's been superb for us as well. So I think Aaron Ramsdale's a bit unlucky not to be starting games. But then you also have to look on it and say, well, Raya, you know, in the league, he hasn't lost any games when he's been in goal, and he's conceded very few.
I'm just looking at the tape. Yeah. I'm just looking at the table now, and you are second, and you know who's top. Only on goals scored, it has to be said. So Arsenal and Tottenham in the top 2. Do you quite like that as an Arsenal fan, or would you prefer to see Tottenham languishing?
Rather see them languishing.
Silly question, Tom.
Well, I don't know. I thought they might think, well,
that is crazy.
Imagine if it's a title race.
That's a ridiculous question.
But, I'll put it a different way then. Imagine you're top 2 all season and you nick it this year. So Tottenham finish second, but only just to you. What would that be like?
That'd be glorious. That'd be glorious. I mean,
Can you see it happening?
Listen, I mean, like you said, they're only top. We've got almost an identical record, but they've scored more goals than us. But they have played 3 promoted teams in their run. And I do think they've rode their luck a bit. Listen, I did feel that when they came to the Emirates, they played well. And I have to give them their dues for that. They played well, and it deserved to be a draw. And they've definitely improved Tottenham. So we have to give them their dues. But, you know, we found this out last season. It's not about being top now. It's about where you are, you know, come May. So they've started well, but so have we, you know what I mean? And I'm just interested in us at this moment in time. And as I said, yeah, they've got a better goals scored, but they played 3 promoted teams in that. You know, the Sheffield United and Luton and teams like that, where we haven't played none of those teams yet.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Robbie.
Thank you very much.